who wants her children to have a fair chance at making their own decisions, while you and your I want to be a husband convince your child that they need to get the whole trans thing going on now so they can get a Disney contract. And we all know what Disney does to children. Imagine what they do to trans kids. Guess it just moved over to the Wade house.
Energy transfers.
And I'm not saying that because of their trans daughter. I'm saying that because of the artist that I just spoke to not that long ago that got invited to a party at their house. Everything was cool up front till they went to the back and there was a bunch of old fucking niggas and fucking young boys back there, all ass naked in the Wade house. So I find it funny that Gabrielle's sitting there talking shit about Boost.
The drama at Dwyane Wade's house is stirring up once again. And thanks to Jaguar, it's getting messy. Jaguar just revealed some shocking secrets about how they've allegedly manipulated their transgender daughter Z. This tea is scalding hot. You won't believe the wild and troubling things reportedly going on in the Wade household. It's a complete mess. Jaguar also claims to have serious evidence supporting their accusations that Gabrielle and Dwyane Wade pushed their daughter Z into transitioning for profit. Jaguar is accusing Gabrielle of playing mind games with Z and keeping her away from her biological mother. It's turning into a major showdown, and I'm here to spill every bit of this juicy gossip.
During or after, the lawsuit was about her having a negative effect on my children. That's what that lawsuit was about. And when her behavior and the things she did and said began to affect my sons, that's when I opened my mouth and did something about it.
It's been a while since Dwyane Wade was in the spotlight, but thanks to Jaguar Wright, fans are now scrutinizing Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union for their alleged treatment of their transgender daughter Z behind closed doors. This isn't the first instance of Jaguar calling out Dwyane and Gabrielle. A few months ago, she criticized them for becoming the new Will and Jada Smith, seen as Hollywood's most unconventional couple.
Moved over to the Wade house because of their trans daughter. I'm saying that because of the artist that I just spoke to not that long ago that got invited to a party at their house. Everything was cool up front till they went to the back and there was a bunch of old fucking niggas and fucking young boys back there, all ass naked in the Wade house. So I find it funny that Gabrielle's sitting there talking shit about Boo.
According to Jaguar, Gabrielle and Dwyane are using their daughter Zia as a distraction from their troubled marriage. Rumors about their impending divorce have been circulating for a while now, leaving everyone curious about what caused their split. Insiders are now revealing that their marriage hit a rough patch because Dwyane has allegedly been involved with both men and women. Gabrielle has reportedly been covering up for him. These rumors about Dwyane cheating on Gabrielle are not new and date back to the early days of their relationship, with several of his alleged affairs coming to light back then. I too had my situation with Dwyane. Can't lie, he's great in bed, but I definitely would not take him seriously the way Gabrielle does. He sleeps with and flies. Bees out all the time. They like to act like they are the Michelle and Barack Obama, when in reality things are not what they seem. She continued, every time some type of gossip comes out, they have to make an appearance to show the media how real they are. He's involved with many girls, and that's to say the least, and everyone that deals with him knows this. Either Gabrielle knows this and doesn't care, or she is playing dumb, which I find hard to believe. Well, it turns out Dwyane Wade wasn't just involved with women. Allegations suggest he's bisexual, and rumors about him being on the down low have circulated for a while. Despite being married to Gabrielle Union and other women before her, and even having a child with someone else shortly after their breakup, it seems these relationships may have served as cover-ups for his true orientation. Fans have noted something intriguing about their relationship history. Remember when Gabrielle and Dwyane broke up, and he had a child with another woman during that time? Years later, Gabrielle expressed how devastated she was by this, revealing they weren't in a good place when the child was conceived. Despite therapy, she struggled to articulate her pain publicly. Many found it surprising that she took him back after this incident. Now, a new theory is circulating. Supposedly, Gabrielle initially left Dwyane upon discovering his bisexuality, only for him to convince her it was a misunderstanding and that everything was fine. Some speculate he strategically had the child to prove his heterosexuality, suggesting it wasn't an accident as claimed. Moreover, fans have noticed Dwyane and Gabrielle rarely acknowledge their son Xavier. unlike Dwyane's involvement with his other children. This has sparked speculation about their relationship dynamics. It's clear Dwyane is a dedicated father to his other kids, even those from previous relationships, which challenges theories that he ignores Xavier because of his relationship with Xavier's mother. In retrospect, fans believe Gabrielle may have had suspicions about Dwyane's sexuality, but was swayed by the break baby, leading to their reconciliation. They were once seen as a symbol of Black love in Hollywood due to their success and seemingly deep connection. However, as more details emerge, questions arise about what ultimately went wrong in their relationship, including revelations like splitting bills equally, which contrasted with their public image.
In this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts there's always this like gorilla on your back that it is like, you better work, bitch. You better work. Bitch, you better work. You know, you gonna sleep in? You know, somebody might not eat. Come on, you gotta work.
Well, the financial arrangement between Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union has raised eyebrows, especially given their significant income disparity. Gabrielle's net worth is around $40 million compared to Dwyane's $170 million, more than 4 times wealthier. The decision to split their expenses 50-50 seems peculiar considering their financial status. In a revealing interview, Dwyane disclosed that Gabrielle was the one who insisted on the equal split. Apparently, during a heated argument, Dwyane made a comment that unsettled her, prompting her to push for this arrangement. This revelation adds another layer to their relationship dynamics and challenges the assumption that Dwyane should have been contributing more based on his higher earnings. And remember how I mentioned that fans believe Dwyane had a baby to convince Gabrielle he was straight? Well, it seems Gabrielle still had doubts because she took significant steps to keep her money separate from his during the early years of their marriage. In an interview, she said, "The biggest difference between this and the last marriage will be a prenup at my insistence. You don't need to worry about anyone else's stuff, so everyone should go into the relationship knowing I'm here for you and you're here for me, and the reality is I've never seen Dwyane balance a checkbook, so I got to protect my stuff. It's the wave of the future. It's the wave of your future, Gabrielle. If this divorce is real, it seems like prenups are always the smart move. But it's not what Gabrielle said. It's how she said it that caught everybody's attention. People found it a bit strange, but that was nothing compared to the bombshell Jaguar Wright dropped when she spilled some serious tea about Dwyane being on the down low and hosting secret gay pool parties at his home.
Just moved over to the Wade house.
Energy transfers.
And I'm not saying that because of their trans daughter. I'm saying that because of the artist that I just spoke to not that long ago that got invited to a party at their house. Everything was cool up front till they went to the back and there was a bunch of old fucking niggas and fucking young boys back there, all ass naked in the Wade house. So I find it funny that Gabrielle's sitting there talking.
Next to me, you can always count on Jaguar Wright to spill the tea. Her story convinced fans even more that Dwyane was on the DL, adding fuel to the fire. Then gossip blog Doy spilled some more tea that Dwyane was caught with another woman, and Gabrielle was so hurt that she decided to pull the plug on the marriage. The blog wrote, "Dwyane is very close to a woman, not Gabrielle. He was spotted. Getting very close to her, spoke to her very intimately while I was there for 2 hours. Gabrielle also has some interesting post on her Instagram. When clarity, truth, and transparency are present, there's only room for evolution." Gabrielle just posted on her Snapchat a pic of her daughter. "I do anything for her peace." Doy also said, "Somebody else messaging me, that's Wayne keeps posing with the kids and not with Gabrielle. Gabrielle has only been posting with their daughter and not their other kids. An insider said they will be like Will and Jada. If they ever separate, they will keep it quiet and live their separate lives, but keep on a united front for years if necessary." Interestingly, Jaguar's mention of Dwyane's transgender daughter Zaya adds another layer. Dwyane has faced criticism from his ex-wife Union Wade, who is Zia's mother, over the past few years. Union has accused Dwyane of manipulating Zia and using her for his own gain. Dwyane and Union split in 2007 and have 2 children together, Zia and Zia. Their divorce in 2011 was messy and tumultuous, leaving lingering bitterness between them that hasn't subsided even after 12 years. Zia, who was assigned male at birth and originally named Zia Malachi Arim Wade, came out to her family a few years ago and requested to be referred to as Z. She has been known as Z for quite some time now, though her birth name, Zion, still appears on all official documents, and her gender is officially listed as male. Recently, Dwyane legally filed to change Z's name from Zion to Zia Malachi Aram Wade. When Dwyane and Seovan split, he gained full custody of both Zia and Zier, giving him sole legal authority over them without needing Seovan's input. However, when Dwyane moved to change Zia's name, he initially thought it fair to inform Seovan. This decision backfired as Seovan opposed the name change. It appears she never fully supported Z's gender journey and filed a motion with the courts to halt Dwyane's efforts, preferring that Zia wait until she turns 18 and can legally decide for herself. Speaking to Page 6, Seovan made it clear that she has reservations about the name change, is positioned to profit from the minor child's name and gender change with various companies, through her contacts and marketing opportunities, including but not limited to deals with Disney. I have concerns that Wade may be pressuring our child to move forward with the name and gender change in order to capitalize on the financial opportunities that he has received from companies, she continued. Wade told me that he intended to make our child very famous due to the name and gender issue, and also informed me that there would be endorsements and contracts associated there with Zion, who was present at the time, answered that various companies were interested, and that Disney was the prospective company. To be fair, Seovan raised valid concerns about the impact of Z's public transition. She expressed worries about how Dwyane was managing the situation, rightfully highlighting the inevitable media scrutiny that would surround a minor child. It's a reality that cannot be ignored. Dwyane's celebrity status already places a spotlight on his family and children, and transitioning even privately is challenging for adults, let alone a child like Z who faces intense media attention. Dealing with such pressure can be overwhelming and certainly has its toll. Surprisingly, Dwyane responded to Seovan's lawsuit on social media, deviating from his usual approach. He posted a lengthy statement on Instagram addressing the matter. Since this must be the new way of parenting, I guess I have to address these allegations here, which is a shame. I've received a social media post about me forcing our 15-year-old child to be someone she's not and to do something against her. Well, these are serious and harmful allegations that have hurt our children. He continued, while none of us are surprised by Seovan's attempt to fight Zia's identity and her unwavering attempt to drag my name through the mud, I'm very disappointed that she continuously finds ways of centering herself and her needs without regard to her children. Seovan tried a similar attempt over a decade ago, and 13 lawyers. Later, I was awarded sole custody of our 2 kids as an active NBA player. He did make a strong argument about how unusual it is for him to have full custody when it's typically granted to the mother. I'm not saying Seovan is unfit, but it's an important point to consider. Anyway, he went on to say, I've given her the opportunity to reach out to Zia's teachers, doctors, and therapists over the years, and even meet her friends so she could get her own understanding of our child's needs for her life. She won't do it. She has not been to a school recital, graduation, school dance, play dat etc., and Zia has given her every opportunity to try to get to know her, but she won't do it. And no one in our house would ever force Zia or any of our children to do anything against their will, much less force an identity on them. This isn't a game for my family, and definitely not for Z. Chobin has decided to pretty much be an absent parent to Z all on her own. I will not sit on my hands this time and allow her to make a mockery of my dedication to my family. The high road has run out of real estate. Oh, him calling out Seovan for being a deadbeat mom. Is that really a thing? Apparently so. I knew this drama was going to be messy, but I didn't expect it to escalate like this. It's reaching popcorn and reality TV levels of drama. But Seovan wasn't going to let Dwyane have the last word. She responded to his statement by saying, first, these statements are completely untrue, and second, they are very hurtful not only to myself but more importantly to my children, who are as human and subject to hurt and pain as all other children. Despite any lifestyle that they have been afforded, they too, like many other children, have experienced the excruciating pain and unique challenges that children suffer when their parents are divorced. I will not add to that pain by now responding publicly with malicious or hate-filled comments to Dwyane despite his decision to say these harmful untruths about me. She continued, Dwyane is still the dad of my children. And for my baby's sake, I choose to refrain from speaking negatively about him. If I had anything at all publicly to say to him, it would only be one thing. I forgive him again. It would only be this one thing, because this matter isn't about him or me. It's about a child who otherwise cannot protect and shield themselves from the negative consequences that encompass living your life in the view of the world, she added. Yes, the world will watch your triumphs, but they will also have a front row seat to your failures. There are countless full-grown famous adults who have experienced this and suffered severe consequences stemming from anxiety and depression, and others are no longer with us because they took their own lives under this public pressure and scrutiny. Well, it seems like Jaguar Wright might be siding with Siobhan, as she hasn't shifted her stance on Dwyane and Gabrielle having ulterior motives. In a recent interview, she claimed that Dwyane and Gabrielle have allegedly been exploiting Z, now saying, well, people had a lot to say about this and they love commenting, saying, I never liked how Gabrielle inserted herself to another woman and man's child, and what decisions they made. In regards to that child, Dwyane and his ex handled Zion. Siobhan was right. He was too young to make such a huge decision that should have at least waited until he was of age. Gabrielle was so intent on having a trans stepchild and paraded that child all over TV so she could get brownie points. Another person said, I felt strongly that Gabrielle had a lot to do with his transition. At sometimes, the child looked so miserable while standing with them, never looked happy. Gabrielle had so much darkness in her appearance, like pure evil. She even started looking different, so much darkness. And when his son wanted to transition to a girl, I believe Dwyane was so supportive because he deep down wished he could have done this at his age. All this situation is crazy. But what do you all think about Jaguar's claims? Do you believe she's telling the truth about Zia being manipulated, or do you think she's just stirring up trouble for Dwyane and Gabrielle? Comment below, and then check out this next video.